Blog Talk Radio.
The Sal Sirchia Show, the mayor of rock and roll.
I don't know. One of these days, Joanne, I think I'm going to have to change that song, because every time I hear that song, I'm like, so many people have covered it, and it still didn't make me any money.
Yeah. But every time I hear the song, Sal, I sit here and snap my fingers and start twisting around in the chair. So I want to hear more of it. We play your stuff. We play all of Sal's songs.
It's such a catchy song. Maybe Sean's going to cover it. You never know. Maybe Shawn K Clement will cover that one.
That'd be nice.
Do it with a whole big orchestra, But anyway, tonight we got, this is, what episode is this? 23, I think?
I think
is this the Sal Sirchia show number 23 or 24? I think it's 23,
24,
right?
24, I believe, Sal. I think it's 24.
Man, oh man. So, yeah. All you have to do is go back to November and know that it's been 24 weeks since I've been doing the show. And tonight we got a great show. We have a great show every week, but it just gets better and better. And tonight we have, man, oh man, this guy Shawn K Clement is amazing. I mean, he's scored so many big movies. Forget about it. I got CDs over here. He's won winner of Global Music Awards for the movie soundtrack called Quentin's Quest, the Space Odyssey 3D. He did all the music to that and a bunch of other ones. And I'll let him tell you all about this, but I got a bunch of cool stuff here. He just did a great project. It's how we met. We never met in person yet, but we've been talking on the phone. And you know me, I treat everybody like a lost long relative. So me and Brother Sean are like great friends already without even meeting in person. So let's bring on Brother Shawn K Clement, because he's just sitting there probably saying, "Sal, shut up and let me do my thing already."
Yeah, man. I don't know when I'm supposed to start talking. I'm like, do your thing, man. And hey, we're not long lost lovers, man. That's kind of like freaky.
Well, that's how I am. I mean, to me, I don't even meet people in person.
I mean, come on, dude, really?
Yeah. Well, actually, the story is where how I ended up talking to Sean was what did I say? I think Jack Douglas or somebody put up pictures of Robin Zander, a friend of mine, Jack Douglas, and Sean.
Yeah, I think you're right, dude. I think it happened through Facebook. I was doing a project, and Robin Zander was involved, Jack Douglas, and I think that's how we got connected, man. Yeah.
I saw somebody posted the like page for the Wounded Warriors page. I liked it, and that's how I ended up seeing all the pictures. And then I emailed you. So Sean, man, we got an hour show. We got a million things to talk about. There's probably a couple of. I bet there's about 10,000 people listening tonight, maybe more. We've been promoting the show like crazy all week. We plastered in your face everywhere. You're probably bigger than Elvis after tonight, and so give us to tell the audience, even me. I mean, even though we've talked and all. I'm going to probably learn something new right now too. Give us an idea of like when you got involved in music and what your influences were, and growing up, what made you get into what you're doing.
Well, before I was a pole dancer and 3-time winning champion. By the way,
I saw that. Wait, that was you?
Yeah, it was
you had the best boobs, best boobs in L.A. When I went to L.A., I did go
I was going to say, wow.
Wait. When I went to L.A., I did stop in one of those topless places, and I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah, I have to go topless. But these days, I don't know, man. Let your imagination go wild, No, I mean, geez, I don't know where to start with this thing. I've been making music for a long time, most of my life. But, wow. Grew up in Boston.
I mean, like you're a guitar player. You play a lot of instruments. With a lot of this music that I've listened to, you've done everything. I mean, you played a lot of the instruments.
Yeah, I'm a guitar player. That's where I started. I was a teenage cat growing up in Boston. My dad had and still has a really cool guitar shop, and did that whole scene and played a lot, listened to a lot of music. got lucky enough to play with a lot of really great dudes and stuff, and travel a little bit, and eventually found my way out to L.A. And when I got out here, I just really wanted to get into the film scoring thing, and because I wrote lots of different types of music, and I'm kind of like rushing through it, but really, it's a lot of interesting stories happen. It's like I was a scenic artist for a while, worked for Michael Jackson, Nirvana, not as a musician, but as an artist. And then, when I started out with the composing thing, I ended up doing shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is really kind of a benchmark show, very, very cool stuff, and just kind of went through those kind of rungs of creativity,
Yeah, I mean, you're like every other teenager. You had a band, I'm sure, and you probably wanted to be a rock star first, right?
We all want to be rock stars, and we still want to be rock stars. Because you see the chicks, oh my God! But no, want to do the whole thing. But you start looking at other opportunities, other things that happen, and whatever your creative juices flow, and kind of makes you go in different directions. And I have a lot of buddies that went into that rock star realm, and they did awesome at it, and they were amazing. It just wasn't the life I ended up choosing right away, and just kind of went off into weird tangents, and that's kind of what landed me into the film, TV, video game, art world,
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, it's not great to be a rock star, but you probably, in a way, when you really think about it, took a better direction, because, I mean, rock stars, I mean, after a certain age, it's hard to get signed. I mean, after you reach 21, they're like, oh no, he's 21, we don't want him. No, we can't sign him. He's too old. And but in the field that you're in, which I've been trying to do it myself for years, but I mean, I scored some movies, independent film. They use some of my songs, stuff like that, but nothing to what you've done. You have, I mean, actually the things that you see in movies, like when you did the whole orchestra, 20, 30-piece orchestra, looking at the big screen and doing the music with all the violins, that's like the real deal. And I wouldn't even know where to start with something like that. I have some songs in movies, but they're just songs that I've written before, and people use them. That gives you a little credit. But you took that direction, and the great thing about what you did is there's no age limit in what you're doing.
Yeah,
right.
No, there's no age limit until you're dead. Oh,
right.
Right.
No, I mean it's cool, but you still have to be hip and relevant, and you want to connect, and with certain projects. No, it's just everybody has a different paths, and everybody goes on their own direction, and I chose the one that for me worked. There's no harm or foul anywhere you go. It's all good, man.
Yeah. So what was your first? When you give us a little story about how the first big movie score or came along, or if you started off with a small independent film, or if you went right to some big Hollywood movie. How did that come about? Your very first gig.
There's too many stories, but I'll tell you one that's crazy. I mean, the way I got
well, that's what it's all about. We like the crazy stories.
Oh, this is not that crazy. Now I feel like, oh man, I got to tell something insane. No, but they're all wacky. They're all different and weird. But I mean, they're all nuts. But people say, how'd you get a show like Buffy?
Exactly.
Here I am. I'm a new guy in L.A. I don't know shit, and I've done a few different things, like really small things on Showtime, which all had major stories behind it. But the way I got Buffy was I became friends with a dude. He was an actor, and he used to be on those Taster's Choice commercials. We're talking way back now. We're going to date ourselves. This was way back in the early 90s, late 80s. And they never saw the people, but they were it was a couple, and then they eventually, I guess they got a divorce. This is all acting, by the way. This was a commercial series for Taster's Choice. So anyway, the guy that was the guy in that role, and you never saw the face, was a guy named Anthony Head. Cool dude. I met him through a buddy that I met through other circumstances, and me and this other guy used to write stuff together. So, okay, that's what I mean. I jump around a lot and stuff, but so I'm doing a cartoon series, which happened in another weird way, and the guy that was in Taster's Choice commercials, he lives not far from where I live. He comes over. He's on his way to an audition. Hey, what are you doing, man? Oh, I'm doing this cartoon series. Hey, I'm going out on an audition on this show. Cool. Okay, give me your cassette tape. Again, dating ourselves. Here you go. Hey, maybe we'll both get a gig. I didn't get the job. He became Professor Giles on Buffy. And then a year later, I'm visiting my mom in Boston, and I get a call from the same guy, Anthony, say, hey, Joss Whedon wants to see you tomorrow and talk to you about doing the show. And so I had to fly back to L.A. from Boston, and that's how I got the gig. And that's kind of how these things happen. It's kind of like somebody hears something in a different way or at a certain time, and you can't push it or predict it. It just happens.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true because, so sometimes you're trying too hard to make something happen, and it never happens. So you just lay back and just do your thing, and, it's just like, just like planting the seed in the dirt, and if you give it the water and there's something blocking it, it'll still grow, but it goes around it and works different ways, and you think it's supposed to come straight up, but sometimes it just makes some different turns and different things that make things happen. I mean, it's the truth. It really is. That's the way it happens for a lot of people.
Yeah, totally. And it was a crazy thing. It just happened. I'm like, wow, dude, what's going on? And
yeah, and and you're saying that you're flying back and forth. Now that's a hard thing. I mean, when you're just up and coming and you're just starting to meet these people, and all of a sudden you ask, can you come back here? And you end up spending money for plane flights and rooms and things like that. And you hope that this works because it's like, oh man, I get annoyed when I got to spend $5 for a train for an audition and I didn't get the part. Like, man, it cost me $5 to get to the city yesterday.
Well, the all-time joke is the best way to get a gig is to leave town. I mean, it happens. I mean, like anytime like things are low, just book a trip, go on vacation, and then they'll call. I can't tell you how many vacations I had to cancel because of a job.
Wow.
It's freaky. This is how it goes. It's just the way it moves.
Yeah. Now that Buffy the Vampire, that was your actual first scoring gig for a TV show?
No. That was a pretty big one, though. I had done a couple of shows before then, but that was kind of like a big,
absolutely,
big catalyst as far as prime time. He's a dude on the map, so to speak. But before that, I had already done about 3 or 4 series and a bunch of movies and commercials and stuff. And
hey, no, that's that's all great stuff. I mean, that's what gets you to the big time. Is doing some small stuff here and there. And there's nothing wrong with that, I mean, even actors and rock musicians. I mean, how many musicians I know playing gigs? I mean, do you remember back in the late 80s when for a little while the clubs were charging the bands to play? I mean, if you wanted to play a club, you had to pay there or buy $500 worth of tickets.
What do you mean remember? It still happens, dude.
Is that still going on? Thank God I'm not gigging anymore.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
That's still happening? No.
I mean, hey, people, pay money to go to a club. Do not let these bands pay for themselves. It's disgusting. Pay to play is still alive and well.
Good thing I'm not gigging anymore because when I was playing the clubs and we whether we did it for nothing or we got paid. There was no such thing that I was going to pay the players. No way.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that still goes on today.
A lot of bands did it. I remember a lot of bands that said they play in a club in the city and they said, we had to buy $500 worth of tickets. Now we have to sell them to make sure we get our money back.
Right, dude.
I said, you must be joking. I said, no way. But it was true. I didn't know that was still going on. That's terrible. But that's I guess the way it goes, right?
That's the way it goes, man. But let's get happy. Come on, happy.
I am happy. I'm happy and I'm feeling snappy. Matter of fact, I'm drinking a Dice Snapple while I'm feeling snappy. Peach, baby. Joanne, you have any questions for Brother Shawn?
Yeah, actually, I did have a question because I'm curious about when Shawn was growing up. Who did you look up to? What as a musician? Who encouraged you to play music?
Man, that's a deep thing. I had a lot of influences. I started playing and actually gigging when I was 13. So long time. But I mean, I like so many different things. A total Zepp head, of course. I'm a guitar player, so I cannot be Jimmy Page fanatic, and of course, Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, all that kind of stuff. And then But I was into so many different types of music. I got way into Chick Corea.
I was going to say, from listening to the CD you gave me with the 14 tracks on it, I hear some.
Oh, that one, yeah, dude, yeah.
Oh, great. And your guitar playing is phenomenal. I love the sound you have on the guitar. And you kind of have a lot of some fusion kind of guitar style of playing, which when you just said Chick Corea, I said the influence must have came from there. But although you sound like a rock guitar player, I hear some jazzy and fusion kind of style going on in your solos.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I just kind of went off in every direction. I just... Like I said, it didn't have to be a guitar player. I mean, yes, I was into a lot of heavy guitar players and stuff, but I was also into Bartok, Stravinsky, guitar players, Alan Holdsworth, people like that, Scott Henderson, who was a big influence, and later got to, become friends with him and stuff. And it just, to me, it was like music's music. It's all cool, and you kind of like absorb that into what you do, and who knows where it's going to go. It's all good,
Right. And Shawn, we have to give a shout out to the man who's been doing all these beautiful pictures with you and all these graphics and all this promoting. That's our friend Fabian Gustavo, who's in Panama listening right now. He's been pushing all week like a madman. He even talked to your manager, Brett Harvey, which Brett Harvey sent me an email saying, I don't know, it must be something funny, but he said to me to tell you, to ask you about Joe Perry. Now, I don't know what that means.
Oh, shit. No. There's a weird. This again could be a very long story, but I don't want to go that long with it.
Why not? We got a whole hour.
Hey, dude, we got to listen to some music and talk about some things, man.
This is true. That's true. Okay, go ahead. You can make it short then.
My dad is a guitar player, singer. He actually owns a music shop out in Marlborough, Mass. Mr. C's Music. Go check it out. He grew up in Hopedale in a place called Bancroft Park, and his neighbor was Joe Perry. So they all knew the Perrys and all that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of stories that go with that. And what's really kind of weird about that whole situation is the project that I just released, which is one of the things we're going to play, is The Wounded Warriors. Jack Douglas produced it. Jack Douglas produced all the early Aerosmith records. Joe Perry was a guitar player. And another buddy that I grew up with back home, more my age, from Hudson, Nuno Betancourt from Extreme, doing amazing stuff always. I'm sure he knows Joe, but they're both from the same kind of area. Hopedale, Milford, Marlborough, Hudson. It's like, it's all small. It's all there. So it's kind of weird how all these years later everybody comes together and kind of gets together and this stuff happens, So that's kind of like, I made the story really short, and maybe it makes no sense, but Joe used to hang out at my dad's house, and I guess my dad gave him a few guitar lessons and stuff, and he bought one of his Guild Starfires off my pop when he was a children, and Yeah.
It's funny that, because now you check it out. The funny thing is, here you are involved with Jack Douglas, which Jack Douglas, with the Joe Perry thing, now he produced tons of Aerosmith stuff. And then Jack Douglas discovered our friend and your friend and my friend Robin Zander with Cheap Trick. That was he's the one who discovered Cheap Trick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Saw him playing in a bowling alley.
Yeah, I mean, Robin, awesome dude. Jack, amazing guy. I mean, just cool people. Just like, it's amazing how it all comes together. No pun intended. Come together, get it? John Lennon.
Yeah.
Jack Douglas.
Like I said to you, your pictures are killing me, because when I look at your pictures, I just want to be in that studio with you guys, creating magic, baby. And I look at Joanne.
Very surreal, very awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Joanna, I look at Shawn's pictures, and he's got pictures of him and Jack Douglas and Robin Zander. Got Rick Nielsen, all these cool people hanging out in the studio, and they're working on the music. I'm like, I want to be in that room doing something too.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss the studio. I mean, all I do is record stuff on my 4-track on cassette. Let's talk about the.
Hey, now wait a minute. Now you say a 4-track cassette. Are you using a Tascam Porter?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, well, what the heck?
A Porter Studio. no, that's rocking, dude. That's
cool.
cool.
No, I do some good stuff on there. Matter of fact, some independent movies like The Tenement and Sins of the Father, Fear of the Dark, a couple of independent horror movies, songs that I've recorded on my 4-track, ended up on those in those movies, and those movies are out on DVD. And there was a big write-up in Fangoria magazine how they loved the movie, but especially the soundtrack by Sal Sirchia. I was like, you got to be kidding! I
Dude,
just was
rocking.
jamming. I'll send you that, man. I'll send you that on YouTube in your email. I was just jamming and fooling around with keyboards and a little guitar and just having fun with it. And I gave it to them. They went crazy. They actually used it when you put the DVD on and there's the menu and the music is playing.
Yeah.
There and in the credits as well. But here I am plugging myself again. Now, Shawn, I know we're going to talk about the weekend, the Wounded Warriors. I almost said Weekend Warriors. That's a Ted Nugent album, isn't it?
Yeah, Weekend Warriors is not the same thing. That's like
not
vacation people. No.
Right. No, I know. I'm only kidding. Let's talk about this for a minute. You won a winner. You had a winning Global Music Award for this movie. I've heard of this movie, and it's a big, huge Hollywood movie. How did you land this gig?
Which one?
The Quentin Quest, the 3D movie?
Oh, Quantum Quest.
I know I was reading that wrong. Quantum. I said Quentin.
Yeah,
well, it's pretty close.
That's wow, man. It's an animated film. Incredible cast, really cool. I met the guy who wrote it and is the director and producer. Met him years ago, and he had a passion for this project, and he just worked at it. We met. He met me through when I was doing Buffy and stuff, and said, "Man, you got to do the music for my project." And like, okay, cool. And it took years. It took years to get the thing financed and done, and ultimately got done. And we had Chris Pine, Sam Jackson, Amanda Peet, Will Shatner.
It's huge. I'm looking at. I know this is a huge movie. This is a big Hollywood movie. I mean,
yeah, it's a very, very cool project, and we ended up recording it up at Skywalker. They have an incredible place up there, and did the score up there, and it's like, again, this guy had a vision to get this thing made. It took a long time, but he got it made, and everybody's on board, and everybody killed it. It was awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this came out what year? I'm looking at it right. 2011. This is fairly pretty new. It's not too long ago.
Yeah.
And then there's this other movie called Final, original motion picture soundtrack by Shawn K Clement.
Finale. I
better go back to school because I can't read.
Sal, you're killing me over here, man.
I can't read, brother. I'm sorry. My eyes are very blurry. I'm wearing glasses. I'm an old man now,
Blurry eyes and glasses.
Come on.
You're funny.
Yeah. Even with the glasses on, I'm blurry.
This was another first-time director, John Elfers. Incredible cat. I met him. He just has this vision of how things should look and stuff. Writer, director, anybody can see. The movie came out. I think it's on video now and stuff. I know it's on video now. Check it out. He's working on his next release. John Elfers, director. Check him out. The guy's amazing. He showed me this film, and I was like, man, I got to work with this guy. I mean, and incredible talent.
You see now you guys see. I really don't feel too bad now because although my reading is terrible, did you hear what Shawn just said? It's out on video now.
Okay, but that's not my reading, dude.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, brother. I know videotapes have been gone for a long time, but I got to look for this stuff because I had, Shawn doesn't know how crazy my show is. We're not as bad as Howard Stern and Robin. Joanne's my co-host. She's Robin, and I'm Howard Stern. But I'm not as bad as Howard Stern is because you probably would have hung up. But I like to throw in some funny stuff in between there,
So I want to talk a little bit about the Wounded Warriors thing, if that's cool, man.
Of course, I was going to get to that. I figured, I was going to save that the best for last, but let's start doing it now. What the hell? Because I know that's
we
one of your
other
main.
stuff we can play.
Yeah, you're getting worried.
I
guess Sean's getting worried that the hour's going by too fast. That's what I think it is.
No, geez, please, I'll sleep now.
I'm kidding, but I'm just breaking your chops. Okay, let's definitely talk about it right now. Okay, now for the people who are all listening out there, a lot of people know about this, but for the people who don't know about it yet, you'll know about it now. Shawn K Clement started a project called The Warriors Hum. I mean, I know it as the Wounded Warriors. That's how I discovered him, and him and Robin Zander and what was his name, John Anderson. He did the lyrics and you did the music, and Jack Douglas produced it, and so did you. You both produced it. So I'm going to let you take over now and tell the world about what's going on with this, and then I'm going to play the song.
Okay, so what the Warriors Hymn is I got asked about 3 or 4 years ago. I got commissioned to write this piece of music for the Kennedy Center, and it was to honor our wounded warriors, and it was kind of like amazing and exciting and scary at the same time. It's like, wow, it's a pretty big honor, and so okay, you got to write something. It's going to be a live performance, big orchestra, all this kind of stuff, and I called upon my friend John Anderson, the singer from Yes. I mean, everybody knows him from Roundabout, Owner of a Lonely Heart. I mean, he's the dude. And I said, hey, dude, man, I'm writing this thing, and will you put some lyrics together? And he said, of course, yes, I will do this. And
yes, mate.
I'm trying to sound the best I can like him, and he did it. I mean, and he came up with this incredible, story that put with the music, and we performed it at the Kennedy Center. We had a 100-piece orchestra, 250-piece choir. It was great. Here's the drag. It was never recorded or videotaped.
Wow.
And so it happened. It was beautiful, and it's like, okay. So the only record you have of it was like people in the audience with bootlegs. And thank God for them, because you'd never have anything from it. And it was an incredible experience. So they're going, okay, now what do we do more? And the event was great. I got to meet incredible people. The music definitely touched our armed forces and stuff. And, the idea was, okay, you do it. How do you put it out there, create more revenue to help these people? And now you can't do that because you don't really have a resource. So I kind of went on my own mission to get it re-recorded. And it's hard to do that. I mean, it's very difficult because when you're talking about a full orchestra and a choir, it's pretty expensive, and you got people's schedules, and it gets a little nutty, So I won't go through all the details, but eventually, in the last literally couple of months, things came together. Jack Douglas, for a couple of years now, has said, yes, I want to be involved. I want to produce this thing. I want to record it. And then I talked to many different singers, including John, but his schedule is pretty crazy. Everything's crazy. And all of a sudden, Robin Zander shows along, and he's like, man, I want to do this, and I believe in it. And, the guy can sing his ass off, which is unbelievable. And then it just happened. And so we ended up in a studio. The orchestra was recorded at Skywalker. We recorded the choir and Robin down at East West in Hollywood. Literally, the choir was put together in about 2 days. Brent somehow pulled off a miracle with Tim Davis, who's the choir director for Glee. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, no problem, man. Cool. How many singers do you need? Great. Awesome. I'm like, really? And it just happened. Everything just happened. And everybody showed up, killed it. And Warren Hart, we used his 2 studios to mix and do ComSat, and Gateway Studios, Bob Ludwig's place, mastered it. Adam Ian did the ultimate mastering, and everybody just made it happen. And so that's the quick story of how this piece of music happened.
And how many people in the orchestra? How many pieces go there?
It's an 80-piece orchestra. There's another 90 tracks of stuff that I recorded at my studio, which is all me, and then 100-piece choir, and then you got 50-piece choir doubled, and then you got Jack, Robin, Dan Petruccia on drums, slew of dudes, Carl Rivland conducting, Benoit Gray doing orchestral comps and stuff, just like a slew of people.
Wow, so you actually had 80 people of like violins and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, as far as the orchestra, yeah. Then all the guitars and percussion and all that stuff, that's all me. Live drums is my friend Dan, and yeah.
I think the world is probably dying to hear this right now. What do you think, Joanne? Should we play it right now? Do you have it queued up?
We should play it right now. I've listened to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. So, are we ready?
Yes, I'm ready. You ready, Brother Shawn?
All right.
I think so.
All right, here we go.
Wake up and hear the wind blowing down. For a soldier to be lost and broken, for it's always death and lone. This fallen darkest night, in talking to the ghost of other wars, stand up to honor freedom, stand up to honor all who fell
right, baby. Brother Robin Zander, man. I think he'll always be able to sing great. He just like sings every day. His voice is just as good as now as it was 30, 40 years ago. That was fantastic.
He rocked it, dude. I tell you, when we were in the studio, when he started singing, goosebumps. It was goosebumps, man.
And that was so powerful just now. I mean, it sounded like, I felt like Hercules when I was in the room getting ready to say, "I've been tricked by the gods," That feeling of like when he has his arms up and I've been tricked by the gods, and that music is like, oh. While we were listening to that great song, we got some beautiful young ladies that are fans and friends of Shawn calling from Massachusetts. Shawn, you ready? You got some fans calling. Let's have them, Joanne.
Yeah, they're on. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, who's this?
Hi, it's Debbie and John Degendorf from Massachusetts. We're calling to stalk Shawn.
Great. We love callers. Hey, go ahead. Say hello. Do your thing.
Hey, listen, Sal, I'm going to go first because Debbie's got a knock-knock joke. We heard you were the real knock-knock joke aficionado. Is this true?
You know what? And that's classic because I'm the star of the movie called Knock Knock. So a knock-knock joke on my show is perfect.
All right. So she's
okay, here it goes. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Sal.
Sal who?
Sal Sirchia.
Yeah, baby. Oh, this chick is cool. She knows her stuff.
The depth, I know, man. It's so deep you got to wear boots. By the way,
this is Debbie.
I have a 4-track up in my closet. It was even before the Tascam, the TAC 144. It's so heavy you'll throw your back out lifting it.
Oh, wow. Dude.
Great machine. Anyway. All right. Debbie's taking the phone away.
Hey, Shawn. It's John Anderson without the English accent.
So bad. You realize he is going to fly down on his warhorse.
Now you guys must know each other from the old days, right? Because you're from Massachusetts, right, John?
Yeah. Well, not so old. Yeah, getting kind of old. Not quite in a trust yet, or depends, but getting up there.
Hey, by the way, look at me. I mean, we're all up there, and we got no choice but to get older. But see me, I'm like I remember what's his name? Steve Tyler from Aerosmith had just turned 50, and he was on an interview. He goes, "Well, really, man, I'm 25 with 25 years of experience," he said.
There you go, man.
So that's what I tell people. I tell people, they ask me how old I am. They think I'm in my late 30s or maybe early 40s. So I tell them, I'll tell you what. I said, I'm 25 years old with 33 years of experience. I said, do the math.
Photoshop is a beautiful thing, Sal.
It's Photoshop and also $7.99 natural black for men.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
Come on, dude.
Have you tried Mary Kay products? I've heard good things about that, wrinkle reducers, all that.
Yeah,
so anyway, Shawn, I listened to the Confrontation. What a smoking piece of music, man. Now,
thanks, dude.
What's that all about? What is that targeted towards?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Just music.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. That's a good question he asked, because I was going to ask you that myself. I mean, where does it go from here? I mean, or is this going to be released where it's going to be a benefit thing, or you're trying to just the question he asked is the same thing I was going to ask you, so I'm curious myself.
Well, the Confrontation, not the Warriors Hymn, but the Confrontation is a total just my jazz fusion project. That's a record. That's donate to the Clement Fund. We need your donations.
Right.
But wait a minute, Shawn, you're a multi-millionaire.
You're right. It's kind of like it's not really that dark if you listen to it.
No, it's great. It's a great piece of music. That's so who's playing bass on that? That's you on guitar?
That's me on guitar.
Amazing,
bass is Mike
amazing.
Sarney. He lives down in Orlando, Florida. Give it up to Mike Sarney.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And his brother Paul Sarney, who's from Attleboro. They're both from Attleboro. Who now lives in Branson, Missouri. He's playing drums.
That's up the street from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only criticism I have of that is, why so many notes?
Yeah.
It's a lot of notes, dude.
It's a lot of notes. I write a lot of notes. Sorry.
but
like
they said,
Rick Wakeman.
Yeah, they said that about some of the guys. Anyway, just stalking you around the country and calling to wish you well.
We love you.
Thank
you.
you.
That's wonderful. That's fantastic that you guys called. I love it.
Hey, thanks for taking our call, guys.
Nice talking to you too, Sal.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Now, do me a favor, you two guys. When you get a chance, and everybody else, if we have like 20,000 people listening out there, go to my Facebook page, the Sal Sirchia Show, and please click on and give it a like. You know the little like button.
Give it a like. Give it a like.
All right,
I'm hoping now. I'm going to look at it later. I'm going to see if I got a couple of more likes. I'll know that you guys really did it.
And remember, Tears for Fears recorded songs from the big chair on a Vestax 4-track machine.
Absolutely. I mean, 4-tracks are still great. I mean, going back to the
rated analog, man, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, going back to the old Sgt. Pepper album on 4-track, I rest my case after that. I mean, what album is better than the Sgt. Pepper album?
Can you say Telefunken on the radio?
You can say anything you want. This is internet radio, worldwide. It doesn't matter. It's like everybody. We have people in Japan listening, Indonesia, Italy, London, UK.
Oh, yeah.
You name it, they're all listening. There's fans all over the world. So you can say anything you want. A lot of them won't even understand you.
Hey, Mr. Mayor. Hey, thanks for taking our call. All the best, and all the best to you, Shawn.
Rockin'. Thank you.
See you next time you're around. Adios.
Thanks for calling, folks. You're the best. She's just right when she said about John Anderson. I wonder when he said to you also that he couldn't do the project. Did he say, I can't do the project?
He said it didn't resonate with him at the time.
I was doing long distance runaround. Does that sound like it to you?
Dude, that's so perfect, man. Oh
yeah,
my
I
God.
picture him going, Shawn Clement, I can't do the gig 'cause I'm too busy right now.
Hey, Shawn, I have Brent on the phone, and he wants to know.
Oh, brother Brent.
When are you going to get a new barbecue? Because the old one blew up.
Hey, you got to go easy on that. I'm looking at ones. I'm looking at these hybrids right now, and they like do a smoker, a charcoal, and a gas, and a sear.
Dude, your old barbecue blew up. Literally.
It literally blew up, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Okay.
It blew up. For real. It was a great show.
The Clemenstry Ranch needs to have a barbecue, and we need to come up there and have one. So when is that going to happen, dude?
We're working on it now. Today, if you could give just $10 a day, look at the sad face. You can't see it on the phone, but on.
Now I know why Shawn's a multi-millionaire. Shawn, now I know why you're a multi-millionaire.
Really?
You got all these people donated $10 to you, man. It's like you got 100,000 people listening on the show, and they hear you, and they're going to send you $10 each. You're going to have millions.
It's a great story. We were barbecuing one night, or trying to barbecue one night, and the grill literally blew up. And I heard this sound and went, "What the hell was that?" And my buddy comes in, and he goes, "Your barbecue doesn't work, man."
Did you do? Wait, Shawn, did you do like Eddie Murphy saying, "Now that's a fire. That's a fire." Oh, roll Charlie around. He'll be all right. Roll him around.
No. And this guy already has no hands, and he's an awesome dude. He goes, "No, man, it was gonna blow off everything else, man. No, it was gone, dude. It blew up. It was like in pieces." I'm like, "All right, dude, that's cool."
Now this is Brent. This is our brother Brent Harvey, your manager, who called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Brent, how are you, brother?
And now his barbecue is growing raw fungus.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We got to buy that stuff to spray. That's what's it called? Mold out. What do you call it?
No, raw fungus is my fusion project that we need to talk about.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Let's talk about it, brother. I like the way Brent worked that in there. Very cool, brother Brent. You're the man. So, is this really a song or something you're working on?
Well,
I thought you were serious. I was ready to hear a new song called "Mold Out."
No, Shawn, tell them about this project because it is incredible. I mean, the people on it are multi-Grammy winners and the whole 9 yards, but it's Shawn's project. And, when I first heard it, I was expecting, okay, well, we're going to hear some, composer crap or some guitar, riffs or something like that. And all of a sudden I'm starting, to get sucked into this fusion of rock, jazz, blues, and I'm going, wow. Shawn, where the hell did this come from?
Nice.
Yeah. See, I don't know how to top that. That was pretty good. Me and Brent are dating, by the way, and
if you and Brent are dating, then you don't have to do what we talked about earlier about taking matters into your own hands.
Oh, come on, man!
I mean, if you're dating, you're dating. I mean, if you have a date, you don't have to. Then again, I'm married. I always take matters into my own hands. What's the difference? Well, you know what? That was the reaction I was expecting. If you guys would have talked like that was a normal thing, then it wouldn't have been funny. But I was expecting to blow everybody's mind, and I know
a normal thing? What's the matter? You think that's normal? What's going on?
No, maybe forget about it. I'm going to buy a fishing pole pretty soon. I can't do nothing anymore.
Well, all right. You said that's my new song, The Fishing Pole. I'm writing that song.
What do you call it?
I would say right now, play the track, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, now this is the track called Here I Fall In?
Yeah, Have I Fall In?
Yes, I got to wear my better glasses.
Man.
You know what, man? I'm just too excited and I have too much fun, and then I don't even look at what I'm reading. But I did read that right before when I first looked at it. Okay, this is the tune. This is another tune called Have I Fell In, and I hope if I fall in, I don't fall in the mother end. Okay, let's have it, Joanne, baby. Let's let it rock.
All right, here we go.
Okay. baby. Yeah. Now you see, that got me into like one of those real romantic moves. It was a mixture of everything with some jazz in there, some blues, some Hollywood feel, some score feel. You got everything in that one song, brother. I got to ask you one thing. Is that Brent Harvey singing?
Nobody's singing. Now, you got some visions going on, dude.
No, I was only kidding. That was supposed to be a joke. Nobody was singing. Wasn't that funny? Don't you think that was a funny thing I asked? If Brent was the one who's singing? I guess not, huh? Oh, well, I tried anyway. I was only kidding. No, actually, that was great, man. So Fabian Gustavo just called in and said that he said this is an amazing show, and he loves your music. It's fantastic, he just said. He just called in from Panama. But he's not on the line or anything.
That's cool. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. See that, man? You're reaching to Panama. Panama. Oh, geez, listen to me. I was just going to ask you if you wanted me to sing on. I was just going to ask you if you wanted me to sing on one of your projects, but after you just heard that, you probably wouldn't say no right away anyway.
Oh, hey, we can use anything, man. Don't
a little
worry
raspy in there, right? So, so what's going on with that tune? What's happening with that tune now?
This is all part of a new record I'm releasing in the next week or so. It's a 14-track CD.
Right, that's the one you sent me. So, but the CD that you sent me, I thought that sounded familiar. I listened to all 14 tracks in my car yesterday, but there's no titles on all of them, so I didn't know which one that was on my CD.
See, there you go. That's called Have I Fallen.
Right. So that's track on the 14 tracks.
6.
Which one is it? 6.
Track
Number 6. Okay. So at least I know now the 14. I know one of the titles. But no, on the CD, I listened to all that yesterday, and it was really good, man. So you're releasing this on your own label type of thing, or you got it an independent label?
Yeah, definitely. Just kind of like the last year has been kind of like a really crazy year for me. So just kind of gone off and looked back at a bunch of things, and just kind of released a lot of different musics, you know.
Right. Tons of people are listening. I'm getting so many little emails as I'm talking to you coming in from people saying, what an awesome interview. This guy, Shawn, is great. They're coming, people are writing me like crazy. Now, tomorrow, Joanne always lets me know by like 12 in the afternoon, Joanne, how many people, Joanne always knows how many people were tuned in worldwide. And tomorrow, Shawn and Brent, I'll let you guys know how many people were tuned in. Probably about, I'm hoping it goes over 10,000, you know. Maybe more. Could be more, right? We've had more than that, Joanne. We've had 13, 14,000, 12,000. So I'm hoping that this hits like 100,000 listeners. Would have been cool tonight, you know. I think we promoted it.
If it doesn't, was it not cool? Come on.
No, it's still cool no matter what it is. I mean, even on a slow night, we've had 4,000 or 5,000 people. It's always in the thousands. I never really had a night where there was just like only a couple hundred people, you know. So it's always in the thousands somewhere. But I think with you tonight, it's going to be a big one because there's a lot of emails coming in and people are digging it. And we're really looking forward to it. I've been hearing from people all week long saying I can't wait for this show. Especially the way Fabian made you the mystery person with the blurry picture. Who is this guy?
I like
right?
that.
Did you see
that? I like
they
that.
They made
I like
that mysterious.
So now what's going on over there in New York tonight? Like, what's the happenings tonight? It's a Sunday night.
Well, actually, New York is pretty nice.
Tonight, at Sunday night in New York?
Well, right now over here it's 9:55. So by you guys, it's only 7 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, but what's happening in New York? New York is way more happening than L.A. You got to understand, L.A. is lame.
I've been to L.A. and I love it. What L.A. is to me when I went there, the whole Hollywood scene reminds me of a clean little part of Times Square. It's like the Long Island of Times Square. Like L.A. to me was great. Like you're right, New York is a crazy town. There's 3, 4 in the morning. You could go anywhere and there's a million people hanging out. But that's what's happening. It's finally we got some good weather today. It's been really nice, sunny days. It rained yesterday, but today is nice.
You sound like we're dating. I don't care about the weather. What's going on? I mean,
what's
the
happening?
party
like musically? There's always
what's the party action? I mean, hey, it's nice weather. That's great. Oh, it's a sunny day today. Great.
I forgot you're a single dude. Well, I was going to tell you where the action is, but when you told me that you and Brent are dating, I think I better not say anything. One of you guys might get jealous and pissed. No, I'm only kidding.
It's a joke.
No, I was only kidding. No. Okay, well, I mean, there's still a lot of happening places in New York. I mean, I haven't hung out in the clubs. I used to be in the city clubs like every night of the week at one time. But now the Village is still always, as it's always been, you know, Bleecker Street is the Bitter End and Kenny's Castaways and always bands playing.
All right, so, okay, Sal, the Sound of New York. If Raw Fungus wanted to play a gig in New York, do you think we could do that?
Yeah, I don't see why not. There's plenty of places to play.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure,
absolutely.
You think people dig that music?
Are you kidding me? Of course.
Beautiful.
You kidding me?
Let's get
Absolutely,
that set up.
man.
Let's do it. Let's
Actually,
make that happen.
music,
Let's make it,
your music would be perfect on Bleecker Street. It would be take off.
Let's make it a show. Let's make a show happen. Let's do it here. We'll do it live on your show. You promote it. Let's do it.
All right, man. We got to book you a gig. We'll try to book you a gig, and then we'll promote it on the show here. And
that's nice.
Yeah. Also, but for those of you who don't know, tomorrow night I got to plug this. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I will be interviewed on the Kerry Edelman Show, which is also a Blog Talk Radio show every Monday night at 7 p.m. And I will be the star tomorrow, being interviewed, talking about the mayor of rock and roll. So hopefully all you people will tune into that. But yes, that sounds great, man. If you guys come to New York and do, you know what's funny? The people in New York saying, "Oh, I'm going to L.A. That's where things are happening," and the people in L.A. is like, "I'm going to New York. That's where things are happening."
New York's happening.
They're passing each other up on the plane. The planes are passing each other up and they're waving. I'm going to be a star. I'm going to L.A. And the other guy say, "I'm going to be a star. I'm going to New York." Yeah, baby.
Let's do a show in the middle of the air in a plane.
Even better.
And you know what song we could do while we're up there? We could do "Fly, Robin, Fly." Up to the sky. Or that other song, "You're blown it all sky high."
All right, now you're getting a little weird on me. Okay, but
I'm a little weird. I'm a lot weird. I've been calm tonight. But, you know, this show went so fast. We got 1 minute left. I can't believe that. I mean, this flew by. We got to do another show with you, man. And we got to get Jack Douglas to join in and Brother Robin Zander.
I mean, yeah, that'd be great. Anytime,
we got to do that.
I'm on here anytime, man. Fun time.
Brother Brent, you are the man. Did you guys have a good time? I mean, is the Sal Sirchia show heading to be the number one show on the internet? What do you think? I mean, do I have it? What it takes here?
Absolutely, I think so.
I don't know if Brent's still. Oh, hello.
Yeah, I got Joanne as my co-host, so I can't lose, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, man. So we got 1 minute left before the Blog Talk Radio cuts us off. Shawn and Brent, you guys want to shout out to anybody or leave your name and number so the whole world could call you up tomorrow and give you a gig?
Go, Brent.
Oh, Brent.
Go ahead, Brother Brent. Let him have it.
Okay, so I say ClementStreet.com. Definitely check out the website. Check out Raw Fungus coming out. Support your wounded warriors. A lot of press going on, a lot of things going on with this track, Warriors Hymn. Pay attention to it, and let's get it going on.
Great, and want to let you guys know that once this show is done in a few seconds, it's on the internet forever. So you guys could probably click on the link in a few minutes and listen to this whole show if you want to, and people constantly still go to it, you know. So again, everybody out there, please go to the Sal Sirchia fan page and click on that like button for me. We're trying to get 1 million likes. Also go to Shawn K Clement's page and give him some likes. Give me more, but give him some too. I'm only kidding. I was only kidding. See, but everybody, let's get out there and click on those likes for Brother Shawn and Brother Sal, the mayor of rock and roll. Thank you, guys. Love you all. Cheers.
Thank you. Good night.
Take care.
Thank you for listening. This has been a Mathis Media Hub production.